two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventured, piteous overthrows do with their death bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of their death-marked love, and the continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's end naught could remove, is now the 2 hours' traffic of our stage, the which, if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend.
I strike quickly, being moved.
Yes, but thou art not quickly moved to strike.
A dog of the house of Montague moves me.
The quarrel is between our masters and us, their men.
'Tis all one. I will show myself a tyrant. When I have fought with the men, I will be cruel with the maids. I will cut off their heads.
The heads of maids?
Aye, the heads of the maids are their maiden heads, take it in what sense thou wilt.
They must take it in sense that feel it.
Me they shall feel while I am able to stand, and 'tis known I'm a pretty piece of flesh.
Well, 'tis well thou art not fish, for if thou hadst been poor John. Draw thy tool. Here comes two from the house of Montague.
My naked weapon is out. Quarrel, I will back thee.
How, turn thy back and run?
Nay, fear me not.
No, Mary, I fear thee.
Let us take the law of our sides. Let them begin.
I will frown as I pass by. Let them take it as they list.
Nay, as they dare. I will bite my thumb at them, which is disgrace to them if they bear it.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
I do bite my thumb, sir.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
Is the law on our side if I say aye?
No?
No, sir. I do not bite my thumb at you, sir. But I do bite my thumb, sir.
Do you quarrel, sir?
Quarrel, sir? No, sir.
If you do, I am for you. I serve as good a man as you.
No better?
Say better.
Well,
here comes one of my master's kinsmen.
yes. Better, sir.
You lie.
Draw if you be men. Gregory, remember that swashing.
Yeah, you swash!
You know not what you'll do. What? Art thou drawn among these heartless hinds? Turn, Benvolio. Look upon thy death.
I do but keep the peace. Put up thy sword, or manage to part these men with me.
What? Drawn and talk of peace? I hate the word. As I hate hell, all Montagues, and thee. I think I'll...
come! Hold me not! Let me go! I say! All Montagues! I swear I say! All Montagues out! And flourishes his flag in spite of me!
A pilot to this paper, stain it.
Ow!
What ho, you men, you beasts, that quench the fire of your pernicious rage with purple fountains issuing from your veins. On pain of torture from those bloody hands, throw your mistempered weapons to the ground, and hear the sentence of your moved prince. 3 civil brawls, bred of an airy word by thee, old Capulet, and Montague, have thrice disturbed the quiet of our streets, and made Verona's ancient citizens cast by their grave beseeming ornaments. If ever you disturb our streets again, your lives shall pay the forfeit of the peace. For this time all the rest depart away. You, Capulet, shall go along with me. And Montague, come you this afternoon to know our further pleasure in this case. Once more, on pain of death, all men depart.
Who set this ancient quarrel new abroach? Speak, nephew, were you by when it began?
Here were the servants of your adversary and yours close fighting ere I did approach. I drew to part them. In the instant came the fiery Tybalt with his sword prepared.
Oh, where's Romeo? Saw you him today? Right glad I am he was not at this fray.
Madam.
An hour before the worshipped sun peered forth the golden window of the east, a troubled mind drave me to walk abroad, where underneath the grove of sycamore that westward rooteth from the city's side, so early walking did I see your son. Towards him I made, but he was ware of me and stole into the covert of the wood.
Many a morning hath he thus been seen, with tears augmenting the fresh morning's dew, adding to clouds more clouds with his deep sighs. Black and portentous must this humor prove, unless good counsel may the cause remove.
My noble uncle, do you know the cause?
I neither know it nor can learn of him.
Have you importuned him by any means?
Both by myself and many other friends. But he, his own affection's counselor, is to himself, I will not say how true, but to himself so secret and so close.
Could we but learn from whence his sorrows grow, we would as willingly give cure as know.
See where he comes. So please you, step aside. I'll know his grievance, or else be much denied.
I would thou wert so happy by thy stay to hear true shrift. Come, madam, let's away.
Good morrow, cousin.
Was the day so young?
Huh, but new struck 9.
Me sad hours seem long. Was that my father that went hence so fast?
It was. What sadness lengthens Romeo's hours?
Not having that which having makes them short.
In love.
Out.
Of love?
Out of her favor, where I am in love.
Alas, that love so gentle in his view should be so tyrannous and rough in proof.
Alas, that love whose view is muffled still should without eyes see pathways to his will. Where shall we dine? Oh, me, what fray was here? Yet tell me not, for I have heard it all. It is much to do with hate, but more with love. Why, then? Oh, brawling love. Oh, loving hate. Oh, anything of nothing first create. Oh, heavy lightness. Serious vanity. Misshapen chaos of well-seeming forms. Feather of lead. Bright smoke. Cold fire. Sick health, still waking sleep. That is not what it is. This love feel I, that feel no love in this. Dost thou not love?
No cause, I rather weep.
Good heart at what?
At thy good heart's oppression.
Why? Such is love's transgression. Love is a smoke raised with the fume of sighs being purged. A fire sparkling in lover's eyes and being vexed. A sea nourished with lover's tears. What is it else? A madness most discreet. a choking gall, and a preserving sweet. Farewell, my coz.
Soft. I will go along, and if you leave me so, you do me wrong.
I have lost myself. This is not Romeo. He is not here. He's some other where.
Tell me, in sadness, who is that you love?
What should I groan and tell thee?
Groan? Oh, I know, but sadly. Tell me who.
Oh, you bid a sick man in sadness make his will? A word ill-urged to one that is so ill. In sadness, cousin, I do love a woman.
I aimed so near when I supposed you loved.
A right fair markman, and she's fair, I love.
A right fair mark, fair cause is soonest hit.
Well, in that hit, you'll miss. She'll not be hit with Cupid's arrow. She hath Diane's wit, and in strong proof of chastity, well armed from love's weak childish bow, she lives unharmed. She will not stay the siege of loving terms, nor bide the encounter of assailing eyes, nor ope her lap to saints seducing gold. Oh, she is rich in beauty, only poor, that when she dies, with beauty dies her store.
Then she hath sworn that she will still live chaste.
She hath. And in that sparing makes huge waste.
Be ruled by me, forget to think of her.
Oh, teach me how I should forget to think.
By giving liberty unto thine eyes. Examine other beauties.
'Tis the way to call hers exquisite. And question more. Show me a mistress that is passing fair. What doth her beauty serve but as a note where I may read who passed that passing fair? Farewell. Thou canst not teach me to forget.
I'll pay that doctrine, or else die in debt.
But Montague is bound as well as I in penalty alike, and 'tis not hard, I think, for men so old as we to keep the peace.
Of honorable reckoning are you both, and pity 'tis you've lived at odds so long. But now, my lord, what say you to my suit?
But saying all what I have said before, my child is yet a stranger in the world. She has not seen the change of 14 years. Let 2 more summers wither in their pride, ere we may think her ripe to be a bride.
Younger than she, our happy mother's maid.
And too soon marred are those so early made. The earth has swallowed all my hopes but she. She is the hopeful lady of my earth. But woo her, gentle Paris, get her heart. My will to her consent is but a part. And she agree, within her scope of choice lies my consent and fair according voice. This night I hold an old accustomed feast, whereto I have invited many a guest, such as I love. And you among the store, one more, most welcome, makes my number more. Hear all see, and like her most, whose merits most shall be, which, on more view of many, mine being one, may stand in number, though in reckoning none. Come, go with me. Sarah, trudge through fair Verona. Find those persons out whose names are written there, and to them say, my house and welcome on their pleasure stay.
Find them out whose names are here written. It is written the shoemaker should meddle with his yard and the tailor with his last. The fisher with his pencil and the painter with his nets. But I am sent to find those persons whose names are here writ, and can never find the names the writing person hath here writ. Ah, I must to the learned in good time.
Why, Romeo, art thou mad?
Not mad. Bound more than a madman is. Shut up in prison. Kept without my food. Whipped and tormented. Good end, good fellow.
I pray, sir, can you read?
Aye. Mine own fortune in my misery.
Perhaps you have learned that without book. But I pray, can you read anything you see?
Aye. If I know the letters and the language.
You say honestly. Rest you, Mary.
Stay, fellow. I can read. Signor Martino and his wife and daughters. Count Anselmo and his beauteous sisters, the lady widow of Romeo, Signor Placentio and his lovely nieces. Ah, Mercutio and his brother Valentine, mine uncle Capulet, his wife, and daughters, my fair niece Rosaline, and Livia, Signor Valentio and his cousin Tybalt, Lucio, and the lively Helena. The fair assembly, whither should they come?
Up.
Whither?
To supper, to our house.
Whose house?
My master's.
Indeed, I should have asked you that before.
Now I will tell you without asking. My master is the great rich Capulet, and if you be not of the house of Montagues, I pray come and crush a cup of wine. Rest you merry.
At this same ancient feast of Capulet sups the fair Rosaline, whom thou so lovest, with all the admired beauties of Verona. Go thither, and with unattainted eye compare her face with some that I shall show, and I will make thee think thy swan a crow.
When the devout religion of mine eyes maintains such falsehood, turn tears to fires, and these, who often drowned, could never die. Transparent heretics be burnt for liars, one fairer than my love. The all-seeing sun ne'er saw her match since first the world begun.
Tut! You saw her fair, none else being by, herself poised with herself in either eye. But in that crystal scales let there be weighed your lady's love gainst some other maid, that I will show you shining at this feast, and she shall scant show well that now shows best.
I'll go alone. No such sight to be shown, but to rejoice in splendor of mine own.
Nurse, where's my daughter? Call her forth to me.
Now, by my maidenhead at 12-year-old, I bade her come. What lamb? What ladybird? God forbid, where's this girl? What Juliet?
How now? Who calls?
Your mother.
Madam, I am here. What is your will?
This is the matter. Nurse, give leave a while. We must talk in secret.
Oh.
Nurse, come back again. I have remembered me. Now hear our counsel. Thou knowest my daughter's of a pretty age.
Faith, I can tell her age unto an hour.
She's not 14.
I'll lay 14 of my teeth, and yet to my teen be it spoken, I have but 4. She's not 14. How long is it now to Lammas tide?
Oh, a fortnight in odd days.
Even are odd. Of all days in the year, come Lammas Eve, at night shall she be 14. Susan and she, God rest all Christian souls, were of an age. Well, Susan is with God. She was too good for me. But as I said, on Lammas Eve at night shall she be 14. That shall she. Mary, I remember it well. 'Tis since the earthquake now 11 years, and she was weaned, I never shall forget it, of all days of the year upon that day, for I had then laid wormwood to my dug, sitting in the sun under the dove house wall. My lord and you were then at Mantua. Nay, I do bear a brain. But as I said, when it did taste the wormwood on the nipple of my dug and felt it bitter, pretty fool, to see it tetchy and fall out with the dug. Shake, quoth the dove house. 'Twas no need, I trow, to bid me trudge. And it is since that time 11 years, for then she could have stood alone. Nay, by the root, she could have run and waddled all about. For even the day before, she broke her brow. And then my husband, God rest his soul, he was a merry man, took up the child. Yea, quoth he, dost thou fall upon thy face? Thou wilt fall backward when thou hast more wit. Wilt thou not, Jule? And by my holidam, the pretty wretch left crying and said, Aye, to see now how a jest shall come about. I warrant, and I should live 1,000 years, I never should forget it. Wilt thou not, Jule? Quoth he. Oh, the pretty wretch stinted and said, Aye.
Enough of this, I prithee, hold thy peace.
Yes, madam. Yet I cannot choose but laugh to think it should leave crying and say, Aye. And yet I warrant it had upon its brow a bump as big as a young cockerel's stone, a perilous knock, and it cried bitterly. Yea, quoth my husband, fallest upon thy face? Thou wilt fall backward when thou comest to age. Wilt thou not, Jule? It stinted and said, Aye.
And stint thou too, I pray thee, nurse, say aye.
Peace I have done. God mock thee to his grace. Thou wast the prettiest babe that e'er I did nurse. And I might live to see thee married once. I have my wish.
Marry is the very theme I came to talk of. Tell me, daughter Juliet, how stands your disposition to be married?
It is an honor that I dream not of.
An honor? Were not I thine only nurse, I would say thou hast sucked wisdom from thy teat.
Well, think of marriage now. Younger than you, here in Verona, ladies of esteem are made already mothers. By my count, I was your mother much upon these years that you are now a maid. Thus then, in brief, the valiant Paris seeks you for his love.
A man, young lady. Lady, such a man as all the world. Why, he's a man of wax.
Verona's summer hath not such a flower.
Nay, he is a flower. In faith, a very flower.
What say you? Can you love the gentleman? This night shall you behold him at our feast. Read o'er the volume of young Paris' face and find delight writ there with beauty's pen. Examine every several lineament and see how one another lends content. And what obscured in this fair volume lies, find written in the margin of his eyes. This precious book of love, this unbound lover, to beautify him only lacks a cover. That book in many's eyes doth share the glory that in gold clasps locks in the golden story. And so shall you share all he doth possess by having him, making yourself no less.
No less? Nay, bigger. Women grow by men.
Speak briefly. Can you like of Paris love?
I'll look to like, if looking liking move. But no more deep will I endart mine eye than your consent gives strength to make it fly.
Madam, guests are come. Supper served up. You called. My young lady asked for. The nurse cursed in the pantry, and everything in extremity. I must hence to wait. I beseech you, follow straight.
We follow thee, Juliet. The count he stays.
Go, girl. Seek happy nights to happy days.
What? Shall this speech be spoke for our excuse? Or shall we on without apology?
The date is out of such prolixity. We'll have no Cupid hoodwinked with a scarf. Nor no without book prologue faintly spoke after the prompter for our entrance. But let them measure us by what they will. We'll measure them a measure, and be gone.
Give me a torch. I'm not for this ambling. Being but heavy, I will bear the light.
Nay, gentle Romeo, we must have you dance.
Not I, believe me. You have dancing shoes with nimble soles. I have a soul of lead. So stakes me to the ground, I cannot move.
Oof. You are a lover. Borrow Cupid's wings and soar with them above a common bound.
I am too sore. impierced with his shaft, to soar with his light feathers, and so bound, I cannot bound a pitch above dull woe. Under love's heavy burden do I sing.
And to sink in it should you burden love, to great oppression for a tender thing.
Is love a tender thing? It's too rough, too rude, too boisterous. And it pricks like thorn.
If love be rough with you, be rough with love. Prick love for pricking, and you beat love down. Give me a case to put my visage in. A visor for a visor. What care I? What curious eye doth quote deformities? Here are the beetle brows shall blush for me.
Come, knock and enter, and no sooner in, but every man betake him to his legs.
A torch for me. Let wantons light of heart tickle the senseless rushes with their heels. But I am proverbed with a grandsire phrase. I'll be a candle holder and look on. Though the game was ne'er so fair, and I am done.
Come, we burn daylight, ho!
Nay, that's not so.
I mean, sir, in delay, we waste our lights in vain, like lamps by day. Oh, take our good meaning, for our judgment sits 5 times in that air, once in our 5 wits.
We mean well in going to this masque, but 'tis no wit to go.
Why, may one ask?
I dreamt a dream tonight.
And so did I.
But what was yours?
That dreamers often lie.
In bed, asleep, while they do dream things true.
Oh, then I see Queen Mab hath been with you. She is the fairy's midwife, and she comes in shape no bigger than an agate stone on the forefinger of an alderman, drawn with a team of little atomies athwart men's noses as they lie asleep. Her wagon spokes made of long spinner's leg, her cover of the wings of grasshoppers, her traces of the smallest spider's web, her colors of the moonshine's watery beams, her whip of cricket's bone, the lash of film. Her wagoner is a small gray-coated gnat, not half so big as a round little worm pricked from the lazy finger of a maid. Her chariot is an empty hazelnut made by the joiner squirrel or old grub, time out of mind the fairy's coachmakers. And in this state, she gallops night by night through lovers' brains. And then they dream of love. Or courtiers' knees that dream on curtsy straight. Or lawyers' fingers who straight dream on fees. Or ladies' lips who straight on kisses dream. Which oft the angry Mab with blisters plagues, because their breaths with sweetmeats tainted are. Sometimes she gallops o'er a courtier's nose, and then dreams he of smelling out a suit. And sometimes comes she with a tithe pig's tail, tickling a parson's nose, and he lies asleep. And then dreams he of another benefice. Sometimes she driveth o'er a soldier's neck, and then dreams he of cutting foreign throats, of breaches, ambuscados, Spanish blades, of healths 5 fathom deep. And then, anon, drums in his ear, at which he starts and wakes, and being thus frighted, swears a prayer or two, and sleeps again. This is that very Mab that plats the manes of horses in the night and bakes the elf locks in foul, sluttish hairs, which once untangled, much misfortune bodes. This is the hag, when maids lie on their backs, that presses them and learns them first to bear, making them women of good carriage. This is she.
Peace, peace, Mercutio, peace. Thou talk'st of nothing.
True. I talk of dreams, which are the children of an idle brain, begot of nothing but vain fantasy, which are as Thin of substance as the air, and more inconstant than the wind.
This wind you talk of blows us from ourselves. Supper is done, we shall come too late.
I fear too early. For my mind misgives some consequence. Yet hanging in the stars shall bitterly begin his fearful date with this night's revels, and expire the term of a despised life closed in my breast by some vile forfeit of untimely death. But he that hath the steerage of my course direct my sail.
No.
Oh, lusty gentleman.
Strike drum!
My horse.
Welcome, gentlemen. Ladies that have their toes unplagued with corns will walk about with you. My mistresses, which of you now shall deny to dance? She that makes dainty, she, I'll swear, hath corns. Am I come near ye now? Gentlemen, welcome. I have seen the day that I have worn a visor and could tell a whispering tale in a fair lady's ear, such as would please. 'Tis gone, 'tis gone, 'tis gone. You are welcome, gentlemen. Come, musicians, play. A make room, and foot it, girls.
What lady's that which doth enrich the hand of yonder knight?
I know not, sir.
Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright. It seems she hangs upon the cheek of night as a rich jewel in an Ethiop's ear. Beauty too rich for use, for earth too dear. So shows the snowy dove trooping with crows as yonder lady o'er her fellows shows. The measure done, I'll watch her place of stand, and touching her's mate, blessed my rude hand. Did my heart love till now forswear its sight, for I ne'er saw true beauty till this night.
This by his voice should be a Montague. Go fetch me my rapier. What? Dares the slave come hither covered with an antique face to fleer and scorn at our solemnity? Now, by the stock and honor of my kin, to strike him dead I hold it not a sin.
Oh, now, kinsman, wherefore storm you so?
Uncle, this is a Montague, a beau, a villain that is hither come in spite to scorn at our solemnity this night.
Young Romeo, is it?
'Tis he, that villain Romeo.
Content thee, gentle coz, let him alone. He bears him like a portly gentleman. And to say truth, Romeo brags of him to be a virtuous and well-governed youth. I would not, for the wealth of all this town, here in my house do him disparagement. Therefore be patient, take no note of him. It is my will, the which if thou respect, show a fair presence, and put off these frowns, and there will be seeming semblance for a feast.
It fits when such a villain is a guest. I'll not endure him.
But he shall be endured. What, goodman boy, I say he shall. Go to. Am I the master here, or you go to? You'll not endure him. God shall mend my soul. You'll make a mutiny among my guests. You'll set a cock-a-hoop. You'll be the man.
Uncle, 'tis a shame.
Go to. You are a sussy boy. Oh, is it so indeed? This trick may chance to scathe you. I know what. You must contrary me. Marry, 'tis time. Well said, my hearts.
Go to, you are a princox. Be quiet for shame, or I will make you quiet.
What? Surely, my hearts.
Patience, perforce, with willful color meeting, makes my flesh tremble in that different greeting. I will withdraw, but this intrusion shall, now seeming sweet, convert to bitterest gall.
If I profane with my unworthiest hand this holy shrine, the gentle sin is this: my lips to blushing pilgrims ready stand to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss.
Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hand too much, which mannerly devotion shows in this. For saints have hands that pilgrims' hands do touch, and palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss.
Have not saints lips and holy palmers too?
Aye, pilgrim, lips that they must use in prayer.
Well then, let lips do what hands do. They pray. Grant thou lest faith turn to despair.
Saints do not move, though grant for prayer's sake.
Then move not, while my prayer's effect I take. Thus from my lips by thine, my sin is purged.
Then have my lips the sin that they have took.
Sin? From my lips? Oh, trespass sweetly urged, give me my sin again.
You kiss by the book.
Madam, your mother craves a word with you.
Yes. What is her mother?
Marry, bachelor, her mother is the lady of the house, and a good lady, and a wise and virtuous. I nursed her daughter that you talked with all. I tell you, he that can lay hold of her shall have the chinks.
Is she a Capulet? Oh, dear Count, my life is my foe's debt.
Away, be gone. The sport is at the best.
Aye, so I fear. The more is my unrest.
Nay, gentlemen, for prayer not to be gone, we have a trifling foolish banquet towards. Is it e'en so? Why, I thank you all. I thank you, honest gentlemen. Good night. Sarah, by my faith, it waxes late. I'll to my rest.
Come hither, nurse. What is yon gentleman?
The son and heir of old Tiberia.
What's he that now is going out the door?
Marry, that I think be young Petruchio.
What's he that follows there that would not dance?
I know not.
Go, ask his name. If he be married, my grave is like to be my wedding bed.
His name is Romeo and a Montague, the only son of your great enemy.
My only love sprung from my only hate. Too early seen unknown and known too late. Prodigious birth of love it is to me that I must love a loathed enemy.
What's this? What's this?
A rhyme I learnt even now of one I danced withal.
Juliet! Anan! Anan! Come, let's away. The strangers all are gone.
Can I go forward when my heart is here? Turn back, dull earth, and find thy center out.
Romeo! My cousin Romeo! Oh, Romeo! Oh.
He is wise, and on my life hath stolen him home to bed.
He ran this way and leapt this orchard wall. Call good Mercutio.
Nay, I'll conjure too.
Romeo! Humors! Madman. Passion! Lover! Appear thou in the likeness of a sigh. Speak but one rhyme and I am satisfied. Cry but hide me. Pronounce but love and dove. He heareth me not. He stirreth not. He moveth not. The ape is dead. And I must conjure him. I conjure thee by Rosaline's bright eyes, by her high forehead and her scarlet lip, by her fine foot, straight leg, and quivering thigh, and the domains that there adjacent lie, that in thy likeness thou appear to us.
And if he hear thee, thou wilt anger him.
This cannot anger him. My invocation is fair and honest. In his mistress' name, I conjure only but to raise up him.
Come. He hath hid himself among these trees to be consorted with the humorous night. Blind is his love and best befits the dark.
If love be blind, love cannot hit the mark. Now will he sit under a medlar tree and wish his mistress were that kind of fruit as maids call medlars when they laugh alone. Oh, Romeo, that she were, oh, that she were an open, etc., and thou a pupperin fair. Romeo, good night. I'll to my truckle bed. This field bed is too cold for me to sleep. Come, shall we go?
Go then, for 'tis in vain to seek him here that means not to be found.
He jests at scars that never felt a wound. But soft, what light through yonder window breaks? 'Tis the east. Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon who is already sick and pale with grief that thou, her maid, art far more fair than she. Be not her maid, since she is envious. Her vestal livery is but sick and green, and none but fools do wear it. Cast it off. It is my lady. Oh, it is my love. Oh, that she knew she were. She speaks, and she says nothing. What of that her eye discourses? I will answer it. I am too bold. It's not to me she speaks. Two of the fairest stars in all the heavens, having some business, do entreat her eyes to twinkle in their spheres till they return. What if her eyes were there, and they in her head? The brightness of her cheek would shame those stars as daylight doth a lamp. Her eyes in heaven would through the airy region stream, so bright that birds would sing and think it were not night. See how she leans her cheek upon her hand. Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek.
Ay me.
She speaks. Oh, speak again, bright angel, for thou art as glorious to this night, being o'er my head as is a winged messenger of heaven. And to the white, upturned, wondering eyes of mortals that fall back to gaze on him when he bestrides the lazy, pacing clouds and sails upon the bosom of the air.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. Or if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more, or shall I speak at this?
'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What's Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Oh, be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. Romeo, doff thy name, and for that name which is no part of thee, take all myself.
I'll take thee at thy word. Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized. Henceforth I never will be Romeo.
What man art thou that thus bescreened in night so stumblest on my counsel?
By a name I know not how to tell thee who I am. My name, dear saint, is hateful to myself because it is an enemy to thee. Had I it written, I would tear the word.
My ears have yet not drunk 100 words of that tongue's utterance, yet I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo and a Montague?
Neither, fair saint, if either thee dislike.
How camest thou hither? Tell me, and wherefore? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb, and the place death, considering who thou art, if any of my kinsmen find thee here.
With love's light wings did I o'erperch these walls. For stony limits cannot hold love out. What love can do that dares love attempt, therefore thy kinsmen are no let to me.
If they do see thee, they will murder thee.
Alack, there lies more peril in thine eye than 20 of their swords. Look thou but sweet, and I am proof against their enmity.
I would not for the world they saw thee here.
I have night's cloak to hide me from their sight. But thou love me, let them find me here. My life were better ended by their hate than death prorogued, wanting of thy love.
By whose direction foundst thou out this place?
My love! That first did prompt me to inquire. He lent me counsel, and I lent him eyes. I am no pilot, yet wert thou as far as that vast shore washed with the farthest sea, I would adventure for such merchandise.
Thou knowest the mask of night is on my face, else would a maiden blush bepaint my cheek for that which thou hast heard me speak tonight. Fain would I dwell on form, fain deny what I have spoke. But farewell, compliment. Dost thou love me? I know thou wilt say aye, and I will take thy word. Yet if thou swearest, thou mayest prove false. At lovers' perjuries, they say Jove laughs. O gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully. Or if thou thinkst I am too quickly won, I'll frown and be perverse and say thee nay, so thou wilt woo, but else not for the world. In truth, fair Montague, I am too fond, and therefore thou mayst think my behavior light. But trust me, gentleman, I'll prove more true than those that have more cunning to be strange. I should have been more strange, I must confess, but that thou overheardst ere I was ware my true love's passion. Therefore pardon me, and not impute this yielding to light love, which the dark night hath so discovered.
Lady, by yonder blessed moon, I swear that tips with silver all these fruit tree
Oh,
tops.
swear not by the moon, the inconstant moon that monthly changes in her circled orb, lest that thy love prove likewise variable.
What shall I swear by?
Do not swear at all. Or if thou wilt, swear by thy gracious self, which is the God of my idolatry, and I'll believe thee.
If my heart's dear love...
Well, do not swear. Although I joy in thee, I have no joy of this contract tonight. It is too rash, too unadvised, too sudden, too like the lightning which doth cease to be ere one can say it lightens. Sweet, good night. This bud of love by summer's ripening breath may prove a beauteous flower when next we meet. Good night. Good night. As sweet repose and rest come to thy heart as that within my breast.
Or wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction canst thou have tonight?
The exchange of thy love's faithful vow for mine.
I gave thee mine before thou didst request it. And yet I would it were to give again.
Wouldst thou withdraw it? For what purpose, love?
But to be frank and give it thee again. And yet I wish but for the thing I have. My bounty is as boundless as the sea. My love is deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have, for both are infinite. I hear some noise within. Dear love, adieu.
Juliet!
Anon, good nurse. Sweet Montague, be true. Stay but a little, I will come again.
Blessed night. I am afeard, being a night, all this is but a dream, too flattering sweet to be substantial.
3 words, dear Romeo, and good night indeed. If that thy bent of love be honorable, thy purpose marriage, send me word tomorrow by one that I'll procure to come to thee, where and what time thou wilt perform the rite. And all my fortunes at thy foot I'll lay, and follow thee, my lord, throughout the world.
Madam!
I come anon. But if thou mean'st not well, I do beseech thee.
Madam!
By and by I come. To cease thy suit and leave me to my grief, tomorrow will I send.
So thrive my soul.
1,000 times good night.
1,000 times? The worse, to want thy light. Love goes toward love, as schoolboys from their books. But love from love, toward school, with heavy looks.
Psst, Romeo, psst. Oh, for a Faulkner's voice to lure this tasseled gentle back again.
It is my soul that calls upon my name. Oh, silver sweet sound, lovers' tongues by night, like softest music to attending ears.
Romeo,
My sweet,
what o'clock tomorrow shall I send to thee?
by the hour of 9.
I will not fail. 'Tis 20 years till then. I have forgot why I did call thee back.
Let me stand here till thou remember it.
I shall forget to have thee still stand there, remembering how I love thy company.
And I'll still stay to have thee still forget, forgetting any other home but this.
'Tis almost morning. I would have thee gone, and yet no farther than a wanton's bird that lets it hop a little from her hand, like a poor prisoner in his twisted gyves, and with a silk thread plucks it back again, so loving, jealous of his liberty.
I would I were thy bird.
Sweet, so would I. Yet I should kill thee with much cherishing. Good night, good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night till it be morrow.
Sleep dwell in thine eyes, peace in thy breast. Would I were sleep and peace so sweet to rest. Hence will I to my ghostly father's cell his help to crave. and my dear hap to tell.
The gray-eyed morn smiles on the frowning night, checkering the eastern clouds with streaks of light. And flecked darkness like a drunkard reels from forth day's path and Titan's fiery wheels. Now, ere the sun advances burning eye, the day to cheer and night's dank dew to dry, I must upfill this osier cage of ours with baleful weeds and precious juiced flowers. Oh, mickle is the powerful grace that lies in plants, herbs, stones, and their true qualities. For not so vile that on the earth doth live, but to the earth some special good doth give. Nor aught so good, but strained from that fair use, revolts their true birth, stumbling on abuse. Within the infant rind of this weak flower, poison hath residence and medicine power. For this, being smelt, with that part cheers each part. Being tasted, slays all senses with the heart. Two such opposed kings encamp them still in man, as well as herbs. Grace and rude will.
Good morrow, father.
Perdicite! What early tongue so sweet saluteth me? Young son, it argues a distempered head so soon to bid good morrow to thy bed. Care keeps his watch in every old man's eye, and where care lodges, sleep will never lie. But where unbruised youth with unstuffed brain doth couch his limbs, there golden sleep doth reign. Therefore thy earliness doth me assure thou art uproused with some distemperature. Or if not so, then here I hit it right. Our Romeo hath not been in bed tonight.
The last is true. The sweeter rest was mine.
God pardon sin. Wast thou with Rosaline?
With Rosaline? My ghostly father, no, I have forgot that name and that name's woe.
That's my good son. But where hast thou been then?
I'll tell thee, ere thou ask it me again. I have been feasting with my enemy, whereon a sudden one hath wounded me, that's by me wounded. Both our remedies within thy help and holy physic lie.
Be plain, good son, and homely in thy drift. Riddling confession finds but riddling shrift.
Then plainly know, my heart's dear love is set on the fair daughter of rich Capulet. As mine on hers, so hers is set on mine. And all combined, save what thou must combine by holy marriage. When and where and how we met, we wooed and made exchange of vow. I'll tell thee as we pass, but this I pray, that thou consent to marry us today.
Holy Saint Francis, what a change is here! Is Rosaline, that thou didst love so dear, so soon forsaken? Young men's love then lies not truly in their hearts, but in their eyes. Jesu Maria, what a deal of brine hath washed thy sallow cheeks for Rosaline. Lo, here upon thy cheek the stain doth sit of an old tear that is not washed off yet. And art thou changed? Pronounce this sentence then. Women may fall when there's no strength in men.
Thou chidest me oft for loving, Rosaline.
For doting, not for loving, pupil mine.
And baddest me bury love.
Not in a grave to lay one in, another out to have.
I pray thee, chide not. She whom I love now doth grace for grace and love for love allow. The other did not so.
Oh, she knew well thy love did read by rote that could not spell. But come, young waverer, come, go with me. In one respect I'll thy assistant be. For this alliance may so happy prove to turn your household's rancor to pure love.
Oh, let us hence. I stand on sudden hate.
Wisely and slow, they stumble that run fast.
Where the devil should this Romeo be? Came he not home tonight?
Not to his father's. I spoke with his man.
Why, that same pale, hard-hearted wench, that Rosaline, torments him so that he will sure run mad.
Tybalt, the kinsman to old Capulet, hath sent a letter to his father's house.
A challenge. On my life.
Romeo will answer it.
Any man that can write may answer a letter.
Nay, he will answer the letter's master, how he dares being dared.
Alas, poor Romeo, he is already dead. Stabbed with a white wench's black eye. Shot through the air with a love song. The very pin of his heart cleft with the blind bull-boy's butt shaft. And is he a man to encounter Tybalt?
Why, what is Tybalt?
More than Prince of Cats, I can tell you. Oh, he's the courageous captain of compliments. He fights as you sing prick song. Keeps time, distance, proportion. Rests me his minim rest. 1, 2, and the third in your bosom. Ah, the immortal passado, the punto reverso, the high... Oh! The what? The pox of such antic lisping, affecting fantasticos. These new tuners of accent. By Jesu, a very good blade, a very tall man, a very good whore. Why is not this a lamentable thing, grandsire, that we should be thus afflicted with these strange flies? These fashion mongers, these pardonnez-mois, who stand so much on the new form that they cannot sit at ease on the old bench. Oh, their bones, their bones.
There comes Romeo. Here comes Romeo.
Without his roe, like a dried herring. Oh, flesh, flesh. How art thou fishy-fied? You gave us the counterfeit fairly last night.
Good morrow to you both. What counterfeit did I give you?
The slip, sir, the slip. Can you not conceive?
Oh, pardon, good Mercutio, my business was great. In such a case as mine, a man may strain courtesy.
That's as much as to say, such a case as yours constrains a man to bow in the hands.
Meaning, to curtsy.
Thou hast most kindly hit it.
A most courteous exposition.
Nay, I am the very pink of courtesy.
Pink for flower?
Right.
Why then, is my pump well flowered?
Well said. Follow me this jest now, till thou hast worn out thy pump, that when the single soul of it is worn, the jest may remain after the wearing solely singular.
Oh. Single soul jest. Solely singular for its singleness.
Come between us, Benvolio, my wits faint. Why is not this better now than groaning for love, huh? Now art thou sociable. Now art thou Romeo. Now art thou what thou art by art as well as by nature.
Here's goodly gear.
A sail! A sail!
Two, a shirt and a smock.
Peter.
Anon.
My fan, Peter.
Good Peter. Peter. To hide her face, the fan's the fairer of the two.
God you good morrow, gentlemen.
God ye good den, fair gentlewoman.
Is it good den?
It is no less, I tell ye, for the body hand of the dial is now upon the prick of noon.
Out upon you. What a man are you? Gentlemen, can any of you tell me where I may find the young Romeo?
I can tell you. But young Romeo will be older when you have found him than he was when you sought him. I am the youngest of that name, for fault of a worse.
You say well.
Yea, is the worst well? Very well took, in faith. Wisely, wisely.
If you be he, sir, I desire some confidence with you.
She will indict him to some supper.
Aboard, aboard, aboard! So ho!
What hast thou found?
No hair, sir. Unless a hare, sir, in a Lenten pie that is something stale and hoar ere it be spent. An old hare whore and an old hare whore is very good meat in Lent. But a hare that is whore is too much for a score. And it whore ere it be spent. Romeo, will you come to your father will to dinner thither?
I will follow you.
Huh? Farewell, ancient lady.
Farewell! Lady, lady, lady! Farewell! Lady, lady, lady!
Marry, farewell. I pray you, sir, what saucy merchant was this that was so full of his ropery?
A gentleman, nurse, that loves to hear himself talk and would speak more in a minute than he would stand to in a month.
And to speak anything against me, I'll take him down. And I will lustier than he is, and 20 such jacks. Scurvy knave. And thou must stand by too and suffer every knave to use me at his pleasure?
I saw no man use you at his pleasure. If I had, my weapon would certainly have been out.
Now, for God, I am so vexed that every part about me quivers. Scurvy knave. Pray you, sir, a word. And as I told you, my young lady bid me inquire you out. What she bid me say, I will keep to myself. But first, let me tell ye, if ye should lead her into a fool's paradise, as they say, it was a very gross kind of behavior, as they say. For the gentlewoman is young, and therefore, if you should deal double with her, truly, it were an ill thing to be offered to any gentlewoman, and very weak dealing.
Nurse, commend me to thy lady and mistress, I protest unto thee.
Good heart, any faith, I'll tell her as much. Lord, Lord, she will be a joyful woman.
What wilt thou tell her, nurse? Thou dost not mock me.
I will tell her, sir, that you do protest, which, as I take it, is a gentlemanlike offer.
Bid her devise some means to come to Shrift this afternoon, and there she shall, at Friar Lawrence' cell, be shrived and married. Here is for thy pains.
Oh, no, truly, sir, not a penny.
Go to. I say you shall.
This afternoon, sir? Well, she shall be there.
Stay, good nurse, behind the abbey wall. Within this hour my man shall be with thee, and bring thee cords made like a tackled stair, which to the high top gallant of my joy must be my convoy in this secret night. Farewell. Commend me to thy mistress.
Now God in heaven bless thee. Hark ye, sir.
What sayest thou, my dear nurse?
Is your man secret? Did you near hear say two may keep counsel putting one away?
I warrant thee my man's as true as steel.
Well, sir, my mistress is the sweetest lady. Lord, Lord, when 'twas a little prating thing. Oh. There is a nobleman in town, one Paris, that would fain lay knife aboard. But she, good soul, had as lief see a toad, a very toad, as see him. I anger her sometimes and tell her that Paris is the proper man. But I warrant you, when I say so, she looks as pale as any clout in the versal world.
Commend me to thy lady.
Aye, 1,000 times. Peter! Peter, take my fan and go before. And apace!
The clock clock struck 9 when I did send the nurse. In half an hour she promised to return. Perchance she cannot meet him. That's not so. Oh, she is lame. Love's heralds should be thoughts which 10 times faster glide than the sun's beams. Now is the sun upon the highmost hill of this day's journey, and from 9 till 12 is 3 long hours, yet she is not come. Had she affections and warm, youthful blood, she would be as swift in motion as a ball. My words would bandy her to my sweet love, and his to me. But old folks, many feign as they were dead, unwieldy, slow, heavy, and pale as lead. Oh, God, she comes. Oh, honey, nurse, what news? Hast thou met with him? Send thy man away.
Peter, stay at the gate.
Now, good, sweet nurse. O Lord, why look'st thou sad? Though news be sad, yet tell them merrily. If good, thou shamest the music of sweet news by playing it to me with so sour a face.
I am a-weary. Give me leave a while. Fie, how my bones ache. What a jaunts have I had.
I wouldst thou had my bones and I thy news. Nay, come, I pray thee, speak. Good, good nurse, speak.
Jesu, what haste! Can you not stay a while? Do you not see that I'm out of breath?
How art thou out of breath when thou hast breath to say to me that thou art out of breath? The excuse that thou dost make in this delay is longer than the tale thou dost excuse. Is thy news good or bad? Answer to that. Say either, and I'll stay the circumstance. Let me be satisfied. Is't good or bad?
Well, you have made a simple choice. You know not how to choose a man. Romeo? No, not he. Though his face be better than any man's, yet his leg excels all men's. And for a hand and a foot and a body, though they be not to be talked on, yet they are past compare. He's not the flower of courtesy, but I'll warrant him as gentle as a lamb. Go thy ways, wench. Serve God. What, have you dined at home?
No, no. But all this did I know before. What says he of our marriage? What of that?
Lord, how my head aches. What a head have I. It beats as it would fall in 20 pieces. My back. Oh, t'other side. Ah, my back, my back. Beshrew your heart for sending me about to catch my death with jouncing up and down.
Faith, I am sorry that thou art not well. Sweet, sweet, sweet nurse, tell me, what says my love?
Your love says, like an honest gentleman and a courteous and the kind and a handsome and I warrant a virtuous. Where's your mother?
Where is my mother? Why, she is within. Where should she be? How oddly thou repliest. Your love says, like an honest gentleman. Where is your mother?
Oh, God's lady, dear, are you so hot? Marry, come up, I trow. Is this the poultice for my aching bones? Henceforward, do your messages yourself.
Here's such a coil. Come. What says Romeo?
Have you got leave to go to shrift today?
I have.
Then hie you hence to Friar Lawrence's cell. There stays a husband to make you a wife. Now comes the wanton blood up in your cheeks. They'll be in scarlet straight at any news. Hie you to church. I must another way to fetch a ladder by the which your love must climb a bird's nest soon when it is dark. I am the drudge and toil in your delight, but you shall bear the burden soon at night. Go, I'll to dinner. Hie you to the cell.
Hie to high fortune. honest nurse. Farewell.
So smile the heavens upon this holy act, that after hours with sorrow chide us not.
Amen. Amen. But come what sorrow cannot countervail the exchange of joy that one short minute gives me in her sight. Do thou but close our hands with holy words, then love-devouring death, do what he dare. 'Tis enough I may but call her mine.
These violent delights have violent ends, and in their triumph die, like fire and powder, which as they kiss, consume. The sweetest honey is loathsome in his own deliciousness, and in the taste confounds the appetite. Therefore, love moderately. Long love doth so. Too swift arrives as tardy as too slow. Here comes the lady. Oh, so light a foot will ne'er wear out the everlasting flint.
Good even to my ghostly confessor.
Romeo shall thank thee, daughter, for us both.
As much to him, else is his thanks too much.
Ah, Juliet. If the measure of thy joy be heaped like mine, and that thy skill be more to blazon it, then sweeten with thy breath this neighbor air, and let rich music's tongue unfold the imagined happiness that both receive in either by this dear encounter.
Conceit more rich in matter than in words brags of his substance, not of ornament. They are but beggars that can count their worth. But my true love is grown to such excess, I cannot sum up half my sum of wealth.
Come with me, and we will make short work. For by your leaves you shall not stay alone till Holy Church incorporate two in one.
I pray thee, good Mercutio, let's retire. The day is hot, the Capulets abroad, and if we meet, we shall not scape a brawl, for now these hot days is the mad blood stirring.
Thou art like one of these fellows that when he enters the confines of a tavern, claps me his sword upon the table and says, God grant me no need of thee, and upon the operation of the second cup draws him on the drawer, when indeed there is no need.
Am I like such a fellow?
Come, thou art as hot a jack in thy mood as any in Italy, and as soon moved to be moody, and as soon moody to be moved.
And what two?
Nay, and there were two such there should be none shortly, for one would kill the other.
Oh.
Thou? Why, thou wilt quarrel with a man for cracking nuts, having no other reason but because thou hast hazel eyes. Thou hast quarreled with a man for coughing in the street, because he hath wakened thy dog that hath lain asleep in the sun. Didst thou not fall out with a tailor for wearing his new suit before Easter, or with another man for tying his new shoes with an old ribbon, and yet thou wilt tutor me from quarreling?
And I were so apt to quarrel as thou art, any man should buy the fee simple of my life for an hour and a quarter.
The fee simple? Simple.
By my head, here come the Capulets.
By my heel, I care not.
Follow me close, for I will speak to them. Gentlemen, good day. A word with one of you.
And but one word with one of us? Could you not couple it with something, make it a word and a blow?
You shall find me apt enough to that, sir, and you will give me occasion.
Could you not take some occasion without the giving?
Mercutio, thou consortst with Romeo.
Consortst? What, dost thou make us minstrels? And thou make minstrels of us. Look to hear nothing but discords. Here's my fiddlestick, here's that shall make you dance. Zoons, consorts!
We talk here in the public haunt of men. Either withdraw unto some private place and reason coldly of your grievances, or else depart. Here all eyes gaze on us.
Men's eyes were made to look, and let them gaze. I will not budge for no man's pleasure, I.
Well, peace be with you, sir. Here comes my man.
But I'll be hanged, sir, if he wear your livery.
Romeo, the love I bear thee can afford no better term than this. Thou'rt villain.
Tybalt, the reason that I have to love thee doth much excuse the appertaining rage to such a greeting. Villain am I none. Therefore farewell. I see thou knowest me not.
Boy! This shall not excuse the injuries that thou hast done me. Therefore turn and draw.
I do protest I never injured thee. But love thee better than thou canst devise till thou shalt know the reason of my love. And so, good Capulet, whose name I tender as dearly as mine own, be satisfied.
Oh, calm, dishonorable, vile submission. Our staccato carries it away. Tybalt, you rat catcher, will you walk?
What wouldst thou have with me?
Oh, good king of cats. Nothing but one of your 9 lives that I mean to make bold withal. And as you shall use me hereafter, try beat the rest of the 8. Will you pluck your sword out of his pilcher by the ears? Make haste, lest mine be about your ears, ere it be out.
I am for you.
Gentle Mercutio, put that rapier up.
Come, sir. Your passado.
Teach it, Tybalt.
Robin, will you beat down their weapons? Tybalt, take it! Gentlemen, for shame, forbear this outrage.
Benedicite!
Tybalt!
It's yours, Mercutio!
Bring it down, Tybalt.
Go, Tybalt. Now, finish it, Tybalt. Take it now!
No!
Oh, Tybalt, good Mercutio!
I am hurt. Plague on both your houses, I am sped. Is he gone and hath nothing? But art thou hurt? I a scratch, Mary, 'tis enough.
Courage, man, the hurt cannot be much.
No, 'tis not so deep as a well, nor so wide as a church door, but 'tis enough, 'twill serve. Ask for me tomorrow, and you shall find me a grave man.
No.
I am peppered, I warrant, for this world. A plague on both your houses. Zounds. A dog, a rat, a mouse, a cat to scratch a man to death. A braggart, a rogue, a villain who fights by the book of arithmetic. Why the devil came you between us? I was hurt under your arm.
I thought all for the best.
Help me into some house, Benvolio, or I shall faint.
plague on both your houses. They have made worms meat of me. I have it. Soundly, too. Your houses!
This gentle man, the prince's near ally, my very friend, I've got this mortal hurt in my behalf, my reputation stained with Tybalt's slander. Tybalt, that hour hath been my kinsman. Sweet Juliet, thy beauty hath made me effeminate, and in my temper softened valor's steel.
Romeo, brave Mercutio's dead.
This day's black fate on more days doth depend. This but begins the woe, others must end.
Here comes the furious Tybalt back again.
Alive and triumph, and Mercutio slain. Away to heaven, respective lenity and fire-eyed fury be my conduct now. Now, Tybalt, take the villain back again that late thou gavest me. Mercutio's soul is but a little way above our heads, staying for thine to keep him company. Either thou, or I, or both must go with him.
Wretched boy that didst consort him here shalt with him hell.
There shall determine that.
Down.
Romeo, away! Begone! Stand in utter maze, Tybalt slain, and the citizens are up. The prince will doom thee death if thou art taken. Hence, away! Begone!
I am fortune's fool!
Why dost thou stay?
Where are the vile beginners of this fray?
O noble prince, I can discover all the unlucky manage of this fatal broth. There lies the man slain by young Romeo that slew thy kinsman, brave Mercutio.
Devil! Oh, my cousin. Oh, my brother's child. Oh, prince, oh, cousin, oh, husband. The blood is spilled of our dear kinsman, oh, prince, as thou art true, for blood of ours shed blood of Montague. Oh, cousin, cousin.
And Romeo, who began this bloody fray?
Tybalt, here slain, whom Romeo's hand did slay. Romeo that spoke him fair and urged with all your high displeasure. All this uttered with gentle breath, calm look, could not take truce with the unruly spleen of Tybalt, deaf to peace, but that he tilts with piercing steel at bold Mercutio's breast. Romeo, he cries aloud, hold, friends, friends part, and twixt them rushes, underneath whose arm an envious thrust from Tybalt hit the life of stout Mercutio.
He is a kinsman to the Montague. Affection makes him false. He speaks not true. Some 20 of them fought in this black strife, and all but 20 could but kill one life. I beg for justice, which thou, prince, must give. Romeo slew Tybalt. Romeo must not live.
Romeo slew him. He slew Mercutio. Who know the price of his dear blood doth owe?
Not Romeo, prince. He was Mercutio's friend. His fault concludes but what the law should end. The life of Tybalt.
And for that offense, immediately we do exile him hence. I have an interest in your hate proceeding. My blood for your rude brawls doth lie a-bleeding. But I'll immerse you with so strong a fine that you shall all repent the loss of mine. I will be deaf to pleading and excuses. Nor tears, nor prayers shall purchase out abuses. Therefore use none. Let Romeo hence in haste. Else, when he's found, that hour is his last. Bear hence this body and attend our will. Mercy but murders, pardoning those that kill.
Gallop apace, you fiery-footed steeds, towards Phoebus' lodging. Such a wagoner as Phaeton would whip you to the west and bring in cloudy night immediately. Spread thy close curtain, love-performing night, that runaways' eyes may wink, and Romeo leap to these arms untalked of and unseen. Lovers can see to do their amorous rites by their own beauties, or if love be blind, it best agrees with night. Come, civil night, thou sober-suited matron all in black, and learn me how to lose a winning match, played for a pair of stainless maidenhoods. Hood my unmanned blood bating in my cheeks with thy black mantle, till strange love grown bold think true love acted simple modesty. Come night, come Romeo, come thou day in night, for thou wilt lie upon the wings of night, whiter than new snow upon a raven's back. Come, gentle night, come, loving black-browed night, give me my Romeo, and when he shall die, take him and cut him out in little stars, and he will make the face of heaven so fine that all the world will be in love with night and pay no worship to the garish sun. Oh, I have bought the mansion of a love, but not possessed it, and though I am sold, not yet enjoyed. So tedious is this day as is the night before some festival to an impatient child that hath new robes and may not wear them. Oh, here comes my nurse, and she brings news, and every tongue that speaks but Romeo's name speaks heavenly eloquence. Now, nurse, what news? What hast thou there? The cords that Romeo bid thee fetch.
Aye, the cords.
Ay me, what news? Why dost thou wring thy hands?
Oh, well a day, he's dead, he's dead. We're undone, lady, we're undone. He's gone, he's killed, he's dead.
Can heaven be so envious?
Romeo can, though heaven cannot. Oh, Romeo, Romeo, whoever would have thought it, Romeo?
What devil art thou that dost torment me thus? This torture should be roared in dismal hell. Hath Romeo slain himself? Say thou but I, and that bare vowel I shall poison more than the death-darting eye of cockatrice. If he be slain, say I, or if not, no. Brief sounds determine of my weal or woe.
I saw the wound. I saw it with mine eyes. God save the mark here on his manly breast. A piteous course. A bloody piteous course. Pale, pale as ashes, all bedaubed in blood, all in gore blood. I swooned at the sight.
Oh, break my heart. Poor banquet, break at once. To prison eyes, ne'er look on liberty. Vile earth, to earth resign, end motion here, and thou and Romeo press one heavy bier.
Oh, Tybalt, Tybalt, the best friend I had. Oh, courteous Tybalt, honest gentleman, that ever I should live to see thee dead.
What storm is this that blows so contrary? Is Romeo slaughtered, and is Tybalt dead, my dear loved cousin, and my dearer lord?
Tybalt is gone, and Romeo banished. Romeo that killed him, he is banished.
Oh God, did Romeo's hand shed Tybalt's blood?
It did, alas the day, it did.
Oh, serpent heart, hid with a flowering face. Did ever dragon keep so fair a cave? Beautiful, tyrant, fiend, angelical, just opposite to what thou justly seemst. A damned saint, an honorable villain. Oh, nature, what hadst thou to do in hell when thou didst bower the spirit of a fiend in mortal paradise of such sweet flesh? was ever book containing such vile matter so fairly bound? Oh, that deceit should dwell in such a gorgeous palace.
There's no trust, no faith, no honesty in men. All perjured, all forsworn, all naught, all dissemblers. Ah, where's my man? Give me some aqua vitae. These griefs, these woes, these sorrows make me old. Shame come to Romeo.
Blistered be thy tongue for such a wish. He was not born to shame. Upon his brow, shame is ashamed to sit, for 'tis a throne where honor may be crowned, sole monarch of the universal earth. Oh, what a beast was I to chide at him.
Will you speak well of him that killed your cousin?
Shall I speak ill of him that is my husband? Ah, poor my lord, what tongue shall smooth thy name when I, thy 3 hours' wife, have mangled it? But wherefore, villain, didst thou kill my cousin? That villain cousin would have killed my husband. Back, foolish tears, back to your native spring. Your tributary drops belong to woe, which you mistaking offer up to joy. All this is comfort. Wherefore weep I then? Some word there was worser than Tybalt's death that murdered me. I would forget it fain, but oh, it presses to my memory like damned guilty deeds to sinners' minds. Tybalt is dead, and Romeo banished. That one word banished hath slain 10,000 Tybalts. Why followed not when she said Tybalt's dead thy father or thy mother, nay, or both, which modern lamentation might have moved, but with a rearward following Tybalt's death, Romeo is banished? To speak that word is father, mother, Tybalt, Romeo, Juliet, all slain, all dead. Romeo is banished. There is no end, no limit, measure bound. In that word's death, no words can that woe sound. Where is my father and my mother, nurse?
Weeping and wailing o'er Tybalt's corse. Will you go to them? I will bring you thither.
Wash they his wounds with tears? Mine shall be spent when theirs are dry, for Romeo's banishment. Take up those cords. Poor ropes. You are beguiled, both you and I, for Romeo is exiled. He made you for a highway to my bed, but I, a maid, die maiden widowed. Come cords, come nurse, I'll to my wedding bed, and death, not Romeo, take my maiden head.
Hie to your chamber. I'll find Romeo to comfort you. I wot well where he is. Hark you, your Romeo will be here at night. I'll to him. He's hid at Lauren's cell.
Oh, find him. Give this ring to my true knight, and bid him come to take his last farewell.
Romeo, come forth. Come forth, thou fearful man. Affliction is enamored of thy parts, and thou art wedded to calamity.
Father, what news? What is thy prince's doom? What sorrow craves acquaintance at my hand that I yet know not?
Too familiar is my dear son with such sour company. I bring thee tidings of the prince's doom.
What less than doomsday is the prince's doom?
A gentler judgment vanished from his lips. Not body's death, but body's banishment.
Banishment? Be merciful. Say death. For exile hath more terror in his look, much more than death. Do not say banishment.
Hence from Verona art thou banished. Be patient, for the world is broad and wide.
There is no world without Verona walls. But purgatory, torture, hell itself.
No deadly sin, no rude unthankfulness. Thy fault our law calls death, but the kind prince, taking thy part, hath rushed aside the law and turned that black word death to banishment. This is a dear mercy, and thou seest it not.
'Tis torture, not mercy. Heaven is here, where Juliet lives, and every cat and dog and little mouse, every unworthy thing, live here in heaven and may look on her. But Romeo may not. More validity, more honorable state, more courtship live in carrion flies than Romeo. They may seize on the white wonder of dear Juliet's hand and steal a mortal blessing from her lips. But Romeo may not. He is banished. This may flies do when I from this must fly. They are free men. I am banished. And sayest thou yet? Exile is not death. What, hast thou no poison mixed? No sharp ground knife? No sudden need of death? I so mean but banished to kill me. Banished. Friar, the damned use that word in hell. Howling attends it! How hast thou the heart, being a divine, a ghostly confessor, a sin absolver, and my friend professed, to mangle me with that word? Banish it!
Thou fond madman, hear me a little speak.
Thou wilt speak again of banishment.
I'll give thee armor to keep off that word. Adversity's sweet milk, philosophy, to comfort thee though thou art banished.
Yet banished. Hang up philosophy. Unless philosophy can make a Juliet. Displant a town, reverse a prince's doom, it helps not, it prevails not. Talk no more.
No, then I see that madmen have no ears.
How should they when that wise men have no eyes?
Let me dispute with thee of thy estate.
Thou canst not speak of that thou dost not feel. Wert thou as young as I, Juliet, thy love, an hour but married, Tybalt, murdered, doting like me, and like me, banished, then mightst thou speak, and mightst thou tear thy hair and fall upon the ground as I do now, taking the measure of an unmade grave.
Arise, one knocks. Good Romeo, hide thyself.
Not I, unless the breath of heart-sick groans, mislike, enfold me from the search of eyes.
Hark, how they knock. Who's there? Romeo, arise. Thou wilt be taken. Stand up. God's will, what simpleness is this? I come. Who knocked so hard? Whence come you? What's your will?
Let me come in and you shall know my errand. I come from Lady Juliet.
Welcome then.
Oh, Holy Friar. Oh, tell me, Holy Friar, where is my lady's lord? Where's Romeo?
There on the ground, with his own tears made drunk.
Even so lies she, blubbering and weeping and weeping and blubbering. Stand up. Stand up. Stand and you be a man. For Juliet's sake, for her sake, rise and stand. Why should you fall into so deep an O?
Nurse.
Aye, sir, aye, sir. Well, death's the end of all.
Spakest thou of Juliet? How is it with her? Does not she think me an old murderer now I have stained the childhood of our joy with blood removed but little from her own? Where is she, and how doth she, and what says my concealed lady to our cancelled love?
Oh, she says nothing, sir, but weeps and weeps, and now falls on her bed, and then starts up, and Tybalt calls, and then on Romeo cries, and then down falls again.
As if that name, shot from the deadly level of a gun, did murder her. That name's cursed hand murdered her kinsman. Oh, friar, tell me, in what vile part of this anatomy doth my name lodge? Tell me, that I might sack that hateful mansion! Hold thy desperate hand!
Art thou a man? Thy form cries out thou art. Thy tears are womanish. Thy wild action of the unreasonable fury of a beast. Hast thou slain Tybalt? Wilt thou slay thyself? And slay thy lady that in thy life lives by doing damned hate upon thyself? What? Rouse thee, man! Thy Juliet's alive, for whose dear sake thou wast but lately dead. There art thou happy. Tybalt would kill thee, but thou slewest Tybalt. There art thou happy too. The law that threatens death becomes thy friend and turns it to exile. There art thou happy. Thou hast amazed me. By my brotherhood, I thought thy disposition better tempered. Go, get thee to thy love as was decreed. Ascend her chamber. Hence, and comfort her. But look, you stay not till the watch be set, for then thou canst not pass to Mantua, where thou shalt live, till we can find a time to blaze your marriage, reconcile your friends, beg pardon of the prince, and call you back with 200,000 times more joy than thou wentst forth in lamentation. Go before, nurse. Commend me to thy lady, and bid her hasten all the house to bed. Romeo is coming.
Oh, Lord, I could have stayed here all the night to hear good counsel. Oh, what learning is. My lord, I'll tell my lady you will come.
Do so, and bid my sweet prepare to chide.
Here's a ring she bid me give you, sir. Hie you, make haste, for it grows very late.
How well my comfort is revived by this.
Go hence. Good night. And here stands all your state. Either be gone before the watch be set, or by the break of day disguised from hence. Sojourn in Mantua. I'll find out thy man, and he shall signify from time to time every good hap to you that chances here. Give me thy hand. It is late. Farewell. Good night.
But that a joy past joy calls out on me. It were a grief so grief to part with thee. Farewell.
Things have fallen out, sir, so unluckily that we have had no time to move our daughter. Look you, she loved her kinsman Tybalt dearly. So did I. Well, we were born to die. 'Tis very late. She'll not come down tonight. I promise you, but for your company, I would have been in bed an hour ago.
These times of woe afford no time to woo. Madam, good night. Commend me to your daughter.
I will, and know her mind early tomorrow. Tonight she's mewed up to her heaviness.
Sir Paris, I will make a desperate tender of my child's love. I think she will be ruled in all respects by me. Nay, more, I doubt it not. Wife, go you to her ere you go to bed. Acquaint her here of my son Paris's love, and bid her, mark you me, on Wednesday next. But soft, what day is this?
Monday, my lord.
Monday, huh? Well, Wednesday is too soon. A Thursday let it be. A Thursday tell her she will be married to this noble earl. Will you be ready? Do you like the haste? We'll keep no great ado, a friend or two, for hark you, Tybalt being slain so late. It may be thought we held him carelessly, being our kinsman, if we revelled much. Therefore we'll have some half a dozen friends and there an end. But what say you to Thursday?
My lord, I would that Thursday were tomorrow.
Well, get you gone, a Thursday be it then. Go you to Juliet. Ere you go to bed, prepare her wife against this wedding day. Farewell, my lord. Light to my chamber home. For me, it is so very, very late that we may call it early by and by. Good night.
Wilt thou be gone? It is not yet near day. It was the nightingale and not the lark that pierced the fearful hollow of thine ear. Nightly she sings on yon pomegranate tree. Believe me, love, it was the nightingale.
It was the lark. The herald of the morn, no nightingale. Look, love. What envious streaks do lace the severing clouds in yonder east? Night's candles are burnt out. And jocund day stands tiptoe on the misty mountain tops. I must be gone and live or stay and die.
Yond light is not daylight, I know it I. It is some meteor that the sun exhales to be to thee this night a torch-bearer, and to light thee on thy way to Mantua. Therefore stay yet. Thou needst not to be gone.
Let me be ta'en, let me be put to death. I am content, so thou wilt have it so. I'll say, yon grey is not the morning's eye, 'tis but the pale reflex of Cynthia's brow. No, that is not the lark, whose notes do beat this vaulty heaven so high above our heads. I have more care to stay than will to go. Come, death, and welcome. Juliet wills it so. How is it, my soul? Let's talk, 'tis not day.
It is. It is. High hence, be gone away. It is the lark that sings so out of tune, straining harsh discords and unpleasing sharps. Some say the lark makes sweet division. This doth not so, for she divideth us. Some say the lark and loathed toad changed eyes. Oh, now I would they had changed voices too, since arm from arm that voice doth us affray, hunting thee hence with hunts up to the day. Oh, now be gone. More light and light it grows.
More light and light. More dark and dark our woes.
Madam.
Nurse?
Your lady mother is coming to your chamber. The day is broke. Be wary. Look about.
Then window, let day in, and let life out.
Farewell. Farewell. One kiss and I'll descend.
Art thou gone so? My lord, my love, my friend, I must hear from thee every day in the hour, for in a minute there are many days. Oh, by this count I shall be much in years ere I again behold my Romeo.
Farewell. I will omit no opportunity to convey my greetings, love, to thee.
Oh, think'st thou we shall ever meet again?
I doubt it not. And all these woes shall serve for sweet discourses in our time to come.
Oh God, I have an ill divining soul. Methinks I see thee now thou art below, as one dead in the bottom of a tomb. Either my eyesight fails, or thou look'st pale.
Well, trust me, love, in my eye, so do you. Dry sorrow drinks our blood. Adieu. Adieu.
Oh, Fortune, Fortune, all men call thee fickle. If thou art fickle, what dost thou with him that is renowned for faith? Be fickle, Fortune, for then I hope thou wilt not keep him long, but send him back.
Oh, daughter, are you up?
Who is't that calls? It is my lady mother. Is she not down so late or up so early? What unaccustomed cause procures her hither?
Why, how now, Juliet?
Madam, I am not well.
Evermore weeping for a cousin's death. What? Wilt thou wash him from his grave with tears? And if thou couldst not make him live, therefore have done. Some grief shows much of love, but much of grief shows still some want of wit.
Yet let me weep for such a feeling loss.
So shall you feel the loss, but not the friend that you weep for.
Feeling so the loss, I cannot choose but ever weep the friend.
Well, girl, thou weepst not so much for his death as that the villain lives that slaughtered him.
What villain, madam?
That same villain, Romeo.
Villain and he be many miles asunder. God pardon him. I do with all my heart. And yet no man like he doth grieve my heart.
That's because the traitor murderer lives.
I, madam, from the reach of these my hands, would none but I might venge my cousin's death.
We will have vengeance for it, fear thou not, and then I hope thou wilt be satisfied.
Indeed, I never shall be satisfied with Romeo till I behold him dead. Is my poor heart so for a kinsman vexed? Madam, if you could find out but a man to bear a poison, I would temper it, that Romeo should, upon receipt thereof, soon sleep in quiet. Oh, how my heart abhors to hear him named, and cannot come to him to wreak the love I bore my cousin Tybalt upon his body that hath slaughtered him.
Find thou the means, and I'll find such a man. But now I'll tell thee joyful tidings, girl.
And joy comes well in such a needy time. What are they, I beseech your ladyship?
Well, well, thou hast a careful father, child. One who, to put thee from thy heaviness, hath sorted out a sudden day of joy that thou expect'st not, nor I looked not for.
Madam, in happy time. What day is that?
Marry, my child, early next Thursday morn, the gallant, young, and noble gentleman, the county Paris at St. Peter's Church, shall haply make thee there a joyful bride.
Now by St. Peter's Church, and Peter too, he shall not make me there a joyful bride. I wonder at this haste that I must wed ere he that should be husband comes to woo. I pray you, tell my lord and father, madam, I will not marry yet. And when I do, I swear it shall be Romeo, whom you know I hate, rather than Paris. These are news indeed.
Here comes your father. Tell him so yourself, and see how he will take it at your hands.
When the sun sets, the air doth drizzle dew. But for the sunset of my brother's son, it rains downright. How now, a conduit girl, what? Still in tears, evermore showering? How now, wife, have you delivered to her our decree?
Aye, sir, but she will none. She gives you thanks. I would the fool were married to her grave.
Soft, take me with you. Take me with you, wife. How? Will she none? Doth she not give us thanks? Is she not proud? Doth she not count herself blessed, unworthy as she is, that we have wrought so worthy a gentleman to be her bridegroom?
Not proud you have, but thankful that you have. Proud can I never be of what I hate, but thankful even for hate that is meant love.
How? Chop logic, what is this? Proud and I thank you not, and yet not proud? Mistress Minion, you thank me no thankings, nor proud me no prouds, but fettle your fine joints against Thursday next to go with Paris to St. Peter's Church, or I will drag thee on a hurdle thither. Out, you green sickness carrying, out, you baggage! You tallow-face!
Fie, what, are you mad?
Good father, I beseech you on my knees, hear me with patience, but to speak a word.
Hang thee, young wretch, thou disobedient baggage! I tell thee what! Get thee to church a Thursday, or never after look me in the face. Speak not, reply not, do not answer me. My fingers itch. Wife, we scarce thought us blessed that God had lent us but this only child. Now I see this one is one too much, and that we have a curse in having her. Out on her, Hilding!
God in heaven bless her. You are to blame, my lord, to rate her so.
And why, my lady Wisdom? Hold your tongue, good Prudence. Smother with your gossips, go.
I speak no treason.
Oh, God, you good den.
May not one speak?
Peace, you mumbling fool. Utter your gravities or a gossip's bowl, for here we need it not.
You are too hot.
God's bread, it makes me mad. Day, night, late, early, at home, abroad. Alone, in company, waking or sleeping, still my care hath been to see her matched. And having now provided a gentleman of princely parentage, of fair domains, youthful, nobly trained, stuffed, as they say, with honorable parts, proportioned as one would wish a man to be. And then to have a wretched, puling fool, a whining mammet in her fortune's tender, to answer, I'll not wed. I am too young, I cannot love, I pray you pardon me. Pardon you will not wed, I'll pardon you. Graze where you will not house with me. Look to it, think on it, I do not use to jest. Thursday is near, lay hand on heart, advise, and you be mine, I'll give you to my friend, and you be not, hang, beg, starve, die in the streets. For by my soul I'll ne'er acknowledge thee, nor what is mine shall never do thee good. Trust to it, bethink you, I'll not be forsworn.
Is there no pity sitting in the clouds that sees into the bottom of my grief? Oh, sweet my mother, cast me not away. Delay this marriage for a month, a week, or if you do not, make the bridal bed in that dim monument where Tybalt lies.
Talk not to me, for I'll not speak a word. Do as thou wilt, for I have done with thee.
Oh, God! Oh, nurse! How shall this be prevented? My husband is on earth, my faith in heaven. How shall that faith return again to earth unless that husband send it me from heaven by leaving earth? Comfort me. Counsel me. Alack, alack, that heaven should practice stratagems upon so soft a subject as myself. What sayest thou? Hast thou not a word of joy? Some comfort, nurse.
Faith, here it is. Romeo is banished, and for all the world to nothing that he dares ne'er come back to challenge thee. Or if he do, it needs must be by stealth. Then Since the case so stands as now it doth, I think it best you married with the county. Oh, he's a lovely gentleman. Romeo's a dishclout to him. Beshrew my very heart, I think you're happy in this second match, for it excels your first. Or if it did not, your first is dead. Or 'twere as good he were as living here and you no use of him.
Speak'st thou this from thy heart?
And from my soul, too. Else beshrew them both.
Amen.
What?
Well, thou hast comforted me marvelous much. Go in and tell my lady I am gone, having displeased my father, to Lawrence' cell to make confession and to be absolved.
Marry, I will. And this is wisely done.
Ancient damnation, O most wicked fiend, is't more sin to wish me thus forsworn, or to dispraise my lord with that same tongue which she hath praised him with above compare so many 1,000 times? Go, counselor. Thou and my bosom henceforth shall be twain. While to the friar to know his remedy. If all else fail, myself have power to die.
On Thursday, sir. The time is very short.
My father Capulet will have it so, and I am nothing slow to slack his haste.
You say you do not know the lady's mind. Uneven is the course. I like it not.
Immoderately she weeps for Tybalt's death, and therefore have I little talked of love. For Venus smiles not in a house of tears. Now, sir, her father counts it dangerous that she do give her sorrow so much sway, and in his wisdom hastes our marriage to stop the inundation of her tears, which too much minded by herself alone may be put from her by society. Now do you know the reason of this haste?
I would I knew not why it should be slowed. Look, sir, here comes the lady.
Happily met. My lady and my wife?
That may be, sir, when I may be a wife.
That maybe must be, love, on Thursday next.
What must be shall be.
That's a certain text.
Come you to make confession to this father?
To answer that, I should confess to you.
Do not deny to him that you love me.
I will confess to you that I love him.
So will ye, I am sure, that you love me.
If I do so, it will be of more price being spoke behind your back than to your face. Are you at leisure, Holy Father, now, or shall I come to you at evening mass?
My leisure serves me, pensive daughter, now. My lord, we must entreat the time alone.
God shield I should disturb devotion. Juliet, on Thursday early will I rouse ye. Till then, adieu. And keep this holy kiss.
Oh, shut the door. And when thou hast done so, come weep with me, past hope, past cure, past help.
Ah, Juliet, I already know thy grief. It strains me past the compass of my wits. I hear thou must, and nothing may prorogue it, on Thursday next be married to this county.
Tell me not, friar, that thou hear'st of this, unless thou tell me how I may prevent it. If in thy wisdom thou canst give no help, do thou but call my resolution wise, and with this knife I'll help it presently. God joined my heart and Romeo's, thou our hand, and ere this hand by thee to Romeo sealed shall be the label to another deed, or my true heart with treacherous revolt turn to another, this shall slay them both. Give me some present counsel, or behold, twixt my extremes and me this bloody knife shall play the umpire. Be not so long to speak. I long to die if what thou speak'st speak not of remedy.
Hold, daughter. I do spy a kind of hope which is as desperate in the execution as that is desperate which we would prevent. If rather than to marry, County Paris, thou hast the strength of will to slay thyself, then it is likely thou wilt undertake a thing like death to chide away the shame that copes with death itself to escape from it. And if thou darest, I'll give thee a remedy.
Oh, bid me leap rather than marry Paris from off the battlements of yonder tower, or walk in thievish ways, or bid me lurk where serpents are, chain me with roaring bears, or shut me nightly in a charnel house, or covered quite with dead men's rattling bones, with reeky shanks and yellow chapless skulls. Or bid me go into a new-made grave and hide me with a dead man in his shroud, things that, to hear them told, have made me tremble. And I will do it without fear or doubt, to live an unstained wife to my sweet love.
Hold then. Go home. Be merry. Give consent to marry Paris. Wednesday is tomorrow. Tomorrow night, look that thou lie alone. Let not the nurse lie with thee in thy chamber. Take thou this vial, being then in bed, and this distilled liquor drink thou off, when presently through all thy veins shall run a cold and drowsy humor. For no pulse shall keep his native action, but surcease. No warmth, no breath shall testify thou livest. The roses in thy lips and cheeks shall fade to paly ashes. Thy eyes' windows fall like death when he shuts up the day of life. And in this borrowed likeness of shrunk death thou shalt continue 42 hours, and then awake as from a pleasant sleep. Now, when the bridegroom in the morning comes to rouse thee from thy bed, there art thou dead. Then, as the manner of our country is, in thy best robes, uncovered on the bier, thou shalt be borne to that same ancient vault where all the kindred of the Capulets lie. In the meanwhile, will Romeo, by my letters, know our drift. And hither shall he come, and he and I will watch thy waking. And that very night shall Romeo bear thee hence to Mantua. And this shall free thee from this present shame. If no inconstant toy, no womanish fear, abate thy valor in the acting it.
Give me, give me. Oh, tell not me of fear.
Hold. Get you gone. Be strong and prosperous in this resolve. I will send the friar with speed to Mantua, with my letters to thy lord.
Love give me strength, and strength shall help afford. Farewell, dear father.
So many guests invite as here are writ. Sarah, go and hire me 20 cunning cooks.
You shall have none ill, sir, for I will try if they can lick their fingers.
How canst thou try them so?
Marry, sir, 'tis an ill cook that cannot lick his fingers. Therefore he that cannot lick his fingers goes not with me.
Go, begone. We shall be much unfurnished for this time. What, is my daughter gone to Friar Lawrence?
Aye, forsooth.
Well, he may chance to do some good on her. A peevish, self-willed harlotry it is.
See where she comes from shrift with merry look.
Oh, now, my headstrong, where have you been gadding?
Where I have learnt me to repent the sin of disobedient opposition to you and your behest, and am enjoined by holy Lawrence to fall prostrate here to beg your pardon. Pardon, I beseech you. Henceforward, I am ever ruled by you.
Send for the county. Go, tell him of this. I'll have this knot knit up tomorrow morning.
I met the youthful lord at Lawrence cell, and gave him what becomed love I might, not stepping o'er the bounds of modesty.
Why, I am glad on it. This is well. Stand up. This is as it should be. Mary, let me see the county. Aye, Mary, go, I say, and fetch him hither. Now, afore God, this reverend holy friar, and all our whole city is much bound to him.
Nurse, will you go with me into my closet to help me sort such needful ornaments as you think fit to furnish me tomorrow?
No, not till Thursday. There is time enough.
Go, nurse, go with her. We'll to church tomorrow.
We'll be short in our provision. 'Tis now near night.
Tush, I will stir about, and all things will be well. Go thou to Juliet, help to deck up her. I'll not to bed tonight. Let me alone. I'll play the housewife for this once. What ho! They are set forth. Well, I'll walk myself to the county Paris to prepare him up against tomorrow. Oh, my heart is wondrous light since this same wayward girl is so reclaimed.
Aye, those attires are best. But, gentle nurse, I pray thee, leave me to myself tonight, for I have need of many orisons to move the heavens to smile upon my state, which, well thou know'st, is cross and full of sin.
What? Are you busy, Ho? Need you my help?
No, madam. We have culled such necessaries as are behooveful for our state tomorrow. So please you, let me now be left alone, and let the nurse this night sit up with you, for I am sure you have your hands full all in this so sudden business.
Good night. Get thee to bed and rest, for thou hast need.
Farewell. God knows when we shall meet again. I have a faint, cold fear that thrills through my veins that almost freezes up the heat of life. I'll call them back again to comfort me. Nurse, what should she do here? My dismal scene I needs must act alone. Come, Vial. What if this mixture do not work at all? Shall I be married then tomorrow morning? No, no, this shall forbid it. Lie thou there. What if it be a poison, which the friar subtly hath ministered, to have me dead, lest in this marriage he should be dishonored, because he married me before to Romeo? I fear it is. Yet methinks it should not, for he hath still been tried a holy man. How if, when I am laid into the tomb, I wake before the time that Romeo come to redeem me? There's a fearful point. Shall I not then be stifled in the vault to whose foul mouth no healthsome air breathes in, and there die strangled ere my Romeo comes? Or if I live, is it not very like the horrible conceit of death and night, together with the terror of the place, as in a vault, an ancient receptacle, where for this many 100 years the bones of all my buried ancestors are packed, where bloody Tybalt, yet but green in earth, lies festering in his shroud, where, as they say, at some hours in the night spirits resort? Alack, alack, is it not like that I, so early waking, what with loathsome smells and shrieks like mandrakes torn out of the earth, that living mortals hearing them run mad? Oh, if I wake, shall I not be distraught, environed with all these hideous fears, and madly play with my forefathers' joints, and pluck the mangled Tybalt from his shroud, and in this rage with some great kinsman's bone, as with a club, dash out my desperate brains? Oh, look, methinks I see my cousin's ghost, seeking out Romeo that did spit his body upon a rapier's point. Stay, Tybalt, stay. Romeo, I come. This do I drink to thee.
Nurse, take these keys and fetch more spices.
They call for dates and quinces in the pastry.
Good faith, 'tis day. The county will be here with music straight, for so he said he would. I hear him near. Nurse, wife! What ho, nurse, I say! Go, waken Juliet. Go and trim her up. I'll go and chat with County Paris. Heidi, make haste!
Make haste?
Make haste. The bridegroom, he has come already. Make haste, I say.
Mistress? What mistress? Juliet? Past. I warrant her she. Why, lamb. Why, lady. Fie, you slug-a-bed. Why, love, I say. Madam, sweetheart. Why, bride. What? Not a word. You take your pennyworth now. Sleep for a week. For the next night, I promise you, the county parish has set up his rest that you shall rest but little. God forgive me, Mary, and amen. How sound is she asleep? I needs must wake her. Madam? 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 Ah, let the county take you in your bed. He'll fight you up, i' faith. Will it not be? What? Dressed and in your clothes and down again? I needs must wake you. Lady. 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 Alas. Alas. Help. Help. My lady's dead. Oh, well a day that ever I was born. Some aquavitae, ho! My lord, my lady!
It's here.
Oh, lamentable day.
What is the matter?
Look, look, oh, heavy day.
Oh, me. My child, my only life. Revive, look up, or I will die with thee. Help! Help! Oh, help!
For shame! Bring Juliet forth. Her lord is come.
She's dead, deceased. She's dead. Alack the day.
Alack the day. She's dead. She's dead. She's dead.
Oh, let me see her. Oh, alas, she's cold. Death lies on her like the untimely frost upon the sweetest flowers of all the field.
Oh, lamentable day.
Oh, woeful time.
Death that has ta'en her hence to make me wail ties up my tongue and will not let me speak.
Come. Is the bride ready to go to church?
Aye, ready to go, but never to return. O son, the night before thy wedding day, hath death lain with thy wife? See, there she lies, flower as she was, deflowered by him. Death is my son-in-law, death is my heir. My daughter he hath wedded. I will die and leave him all, life, living, all is death's.
Have I not longed to see this morning's face, and doth it give me such a sight as this? Beguiled, divorced, wrong and
Oh, child, my soul, not my child. Dead art thou, dead, and with her all my joys are buried.
Peace, ho, for shame! Confusion's cure lives not in these confusions. Heaven and yourself had part in this fair maid. Now heaven hath all. Dry up your tears. And as the custom is, in all her best array, bear her to church.
All things we ordain at festival turn their office to black funeral. Our instruments to melancholy bells. Our wedding cheer to a sad burial feast. Our solemn hymns to sullen dirges change. Our bridal flowers serve for a buried corse. And all things change them to the contrary.
Sir, go you in, and madam go with him. And go, Sir Paris. Let everyone prepare to follow this fair course. The heavens do lour upon you for some ill. Move them no more by crossing their high will.
Faith, you may put up our pipes and be gone.
Honest good fellows, aye, put up. For well you know this is a pitiful case.
If I may trust the flattering truth of sleep, my dreams presage some joyful news at hand. My bosom's lord sits lightly in his breast, and all this day an unaccustomed spirit lifts me above the ground. With cheerful thoughts, I dreamt my lady came and found me dead. Strange dream. Gives a dead man leave to think, and breathes such life with kisses in my lips that I revived and was an emperor. Ah me, how sweet is love itself possessed, when but love's shadows are so rich in joy. News from Verona. How now, Balthazar? Dost thou not bring me letters from the friar? How fares my lady? Is my father well? How fares my Juliet? That I ask again. For nothing can be ill if she be well.
Then she is well, and nothing can be ill. Her body sleeps in Capel's monument, and her immortal part with angels lives. I saw her laid low in her kindred's vault, and presently took post to tell it you. Oh, pardon me for bringing these ill news, since you did leave it for my office, sir.
Is it? E'en so? Then I defy you, stars! I post horses. I will hence tonight.
I do beseech you, sir, have patience. Your looks are pale and wild, and do import some misadventure.
Thou art deceived. Leave me, and do the thing I bid thee do. Hast thou no letters to me from the friar?
No, my good lord.
No matter. Get thee gone. And hire those horses. I'll be with thee straight. Go. Well, Juliet, I will lie with thee tonight. let's see for means. Oh, mischief, thou art swift to enter in the thoughts of desperate men. I do remember an apothecary, and hereabouts he dwells, which late I noted in tattered weeds, with overwhelming brows, culling of simples. Meager were his looks. Sharp misery had worn him to the bone. Noting this penury, to myself I said, and if a man should need a poison now whose sale is present death in Mantua, here lives a caitiff wretch would sell it him. Oh, the same thought did but forerun my need. And this same needy man must sell it me.
Holy Franciscan Friar, brother, ho!
The same should be the voice of Friar John. Welcome from Mantua. What says Romeo? Or if his mind be writ, give me his letter.
Going to find a barefoot brother out, one of our order to associate me here in the city, visiting the sick. And finding him, the searchers of the town, suspecting we both were in a house where this infectious pestilence did reign, sealed up the doors and would not let us forth, so that my speed to Mantua there was stayed.
Who bare my letter then to Romeo?
I could not send it. Here it is again. Nor get a messenger to bring it thee, so fearful were they of infection.
Unhappy fortune. By my brotherhood, the letter was not nice, but full of charge, of dear import, and the neglecting it may do much danger. Oh, Brother John, go hence. Get me an iron crow and bring it straight unto my cell.
Brother, I'll go bring it thee.
Now must I to the monument alone. Within this 3 hours will fair Juliet wake. Oh, she will beshrew me much that Romeo hath had no notice of these accidents. But I will write again to Mantua, and keep her at my cell till Romeo come. Poor living corse, closed in a dead man's tomb.
Sweet flower, with flowers thy bridal bed I strew. Oh, woe, thy canopy is dust and stones, which with sweet water nightly will I dew, or wanting that, with tears distilled by moans. The obsequies that I for thee will keep nightly shall be to strew thy grave and weep.
What with a torch? Muffle me night awhile.
Give me the light. Upon thy life, I charge thee that whate'er thou hearest or seest, stand all aloof, and do not interrupt me in my course.
I will be gone, sir, and not trouble you.
So thou shalt show me friendship. Farewell, good fellow.
For all this same, I'll hide me hereabout. His looks I fear, and his intents I doubt.
Thou detestable maw! A womb of death! Gorged with the dearest morsel of all the earth. Thus I enforce thy rotten jaws to open. And in despair, I'll grant thee with more food.
Stop thy unhallowed toil, vile Montague. Can vengeance be pursued further than death? Condemned villain, I do apprehend thee. Obey and go with me, for thou must die.
I must indeed. And therefore came I hither. Good, gentle youth, tempt not a desperate man. By heaven, I love thee better than myself, for I came hither armed against myself. Stay not, be gone. Live, and hereafter say, a madman's mercy bid thee run away.
I do defy thy conjurations and apprehend thee for a felon here.
Wilt thou provoke me? Then have at thee, boy.
Oh, Lord, they fight! I'll go call the watch.
Slain. If thou art merciful, lay me with Juliet.
Death, lie thou there by a dead man interred. How often men are at the point of death? Have they been merry?
Which their keepers call a lightning before death.
Oh, how may I call this a lightning? Death, that hath sucked the honey of thy breath, hath had no power yet upon thy beauty. Thou art not conquered. Beauty's ensign yet is crimson in thy lips and in thy cheeks. And death's pale flag is not advanced there. Tybalt, liest thou there in thy bloody sheet? Oh, what more favor can I do to thee than with that hand that cut thy youth in twain to sunder his that was thine enemy? Forgive me, cousin. Ah, dear Juliet, why art thou yet so fair? Shall I believe that unsubstantial death is amorous, and that the lean, abhorred monster keeps thee here in dark to be his paramour? For fear of that, I still will stay with thee, and never from this palace of dim night depart again. Here will I remain with worms that are thy chambermaids. Oh, here will I set up my everlasting rest, and shake the yoke of inauspicious stars from this world-wearied flesh. Eyes, look your last. Arms, take your last embrace. And lips, oh you, the doors of breath, seal with a righteous kiss, a dateless bargain to engrossing death. Come, bitter conduct. Come, unsavory guide. Thou desperate pilot, now at once run on the dashing rocks thy seasick, weary bark. Here's to my love. Oh, true apothecary, thy drugs are quick. Thus with a kiss, I die.
Holy St. Francis be my speed. Who's there? Fear comes upon me. Oh, much I fear some ill, unthrifty thing. Pale. Who else? What? Paris, too, and steeped in blood? Oh, what unkind hour is guilty of this lamentable chance? The lady stirs.
Oh, comfortable friar, where is my lord? I do remember well where I should be, and there I am. Where is my Romeo?
I hear some noise. Oh, come from this nest of death, contagion, and unnatural sleep. A greater power than we can contradict hath thwarted our intents. Come, come away. Thy husband in thy bosom there lies dead. And Paris, too. Come. I'll dispose of thee among a sisterhood of holy nuns. Stay not to question, for the watch is coming. Come, go, good Juliet. I dare no longer stay.
Go. Get thee hence, for I will not away. What's here? A cup closed in my true love's hand. Poison I see hath been his timeless end. Oh, churl, drunk all and left no friendly drop to help me after, I will kiss thy lips. Haply some poison yet doth hang on them to make me die with a restorative. Thy lips are warm.
Lead, boy, which way?
Yea, north. Then I'll be brief. Oh, happy dagger. This is thy sheath. There rest, and let me die. Oh.
This is the place. There, where the torch doth burn.
What misadventure is so early up that calls our person from our morning rest?
What should it be that they shall shriek abroad?
Well, in the streets cry Romeo, some Juliet, some Paris, all run without hope.
This fear which startles in our ears.
Heavens. Oh, wife, look how our daughter bleeds.
Oh, me. The sight of death is as a bell that warns my old age to a sepulchre.
Come, Montague, for thou art early up to see thy son and heir more early down.
Alas, my liege, what further woe conspires against mine age?
Look, and thou shalt see.
O thou untaught! What manners is in this to press before thy father to a grave?
Seal up the mouth of outrage for a while, till we can clear these ambiguities and know their spring, their head, their true descent. And then will I be general of your woes and lead you even to death. Meantime, forbear, and let mischance be slave to patience. Bring forth the parties of suspicion.
I am the greatest, yet able to do least, yet most suspected as the time and place doth make against me of this direful murder. And here I stand both to impeach and purge, myself condemned and myself excused.
Then say at once what thou dost know in this.
I will be brief, for my short date of breath is not as long as is a tedious tale. Romeo, there dead, was husband to this Juliet, and she there dead, that Romeo's faithful wife. I married them. And their stolen marriage day was Tybalt's doomsday, whose untimely death banished the new-made bridegroom from the city. For whom, and not for Tybalt, Juliet pined.
Capulet, Montague, see what a scourge is laid upon your hate, that heaven finds means to kill your joys with love. And I, for winking at your discords, too, have lost a brace of kinsmen. All are punished.
My brother Montague, give me thy hand. This is my daughter's jointure. For no more can I demand.
But I can give thee more. For I will raise her statue in pure gold, that whiles Verona by that name is known, there shall no figure at such rate be set as that of true and faithful Juliet.
As rich shall Romeo's by his ladies lie, poor sacrifices for our enmity.
A glooming peace this morning with it brings. The sun for sorrow will not show his head. Go hence and have more talk of these sad things. Some shall be pardoned, and some punished. For never was a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo.